Hello and welcome back. So today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do a crochet bobble stitch. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing right now is actually, I'm going to go ahead and give you the instructions of what we're going to be doing. For this particular stitch, it's going to be any multiple of 4. And as you can see, it's going to be any multiple of 4 stitches plus 3. So I'm actually going to show you right here. This is one that I've just recently made. This is just a bobble stitch. I was just playing around. So I'm going to cut this off and we're going to get started. So we're going to go and do a new one that we can see it from the very beginning. So let me go ahead and start. I'm going to be using, what's it, cookies and cream, or sugar and cream, sorry. I'm just hungry. This is just a regular number 4, and I'm going to be using a 5.5 millimeter hook. So it depends on which one you use. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to show you the principle, just the how to create the stitch itself. So let's start off again. We're going to do multiple of 4. So I'm going to do 16. So I'm going to do 4, 12, 16, and plus 3. So that's going to be the amount of chains we need to start off with. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get started with that first, and then we're going to move on once we get this part here. So go ahead and start chaining. So 1. So that's the first multiple. That's the second multiple, so that's 8 right there. We'll do 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, we'll do more. 13, 14. So you see what I'm doing, 15. 16. So that's my multiple of 4. So I have that, and then if you look what the instruction says, multiple of 4 plus 3. So that means I have to do 3 more. So let's go ahead and chain 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do something kind of different. I like to do this. Is just something I do. This is a 5.5, and I'm gonna switch to my 5 millimeter. I like to do that. I like to make the chain a little bit, I use a bigger hook on my chain and then switch over to a smaller hook. This, again, I'm just teaching you how to create the bobble stitch. I'm not making a pattern or design or anything like that, so that way you have a better understanding. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it says next. So you have the right side, wrong side, and you'll understand that in here in just a moment. So the first thing we have to do for row 1 is 1 double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook, then 1 double crochet for the remainder. So that's how we're going to start it off. We're going to be doing a double crochet from the first row, and then we can go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start that up, and then we'll go ahead and get you to the next section. So row 1, we're going to start off with our first double crochet. So again, we're going to count 4 stitches. Let me go ahead and switch this back. So we're going to go to the 4th stitch. So we don't count the hook that's on the loop that's on the hook. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the 4th one. So I'm going to put my finger right there, get myself situated. So start off, loop over, boom, pull through, have 3 on my hook, pull through, pull through. So that's my first double crochet, and I'm going to keep on doing that all the way. So yarn over, go to the next one, and yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. I'm going to fast forward it to the end of row 1. So you're just going to keep on doing this. You're going to double crochet all the way to the very end. And once we get there, we'll go ahead and work on row 2. All right, so I finished my row of double crochet. I'm a little slow. I'm a slow crocheter, so that's why I'm going to do these in little increments, but I can always skip through it so you don't have to wait for me. So now that we're going to do at this point here is we're going to work on row 2. So row 2 tells us we're going to do 1 chain. So actually, end of row 1, it says to turn your work. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to turn our work. And then it's going to tell you to do 1 chain. And this does not count as a stitch. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first 2 double crochets. And then we're working on a bobble stitch. So I'm going to show you how that looks. So the very first thing it tells us, so at the end of row 1, I'm supposed to turn the work. So now we're starting on row 2. It says to start off with 2 single crochets. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the I'm going to chain 1 first, like it says, and then I'm going to go ahead and crochet a single crochet into the first 2. That's 1. That's 2. And now we're at the part where we can start beginning our first bobble crochet. So So do a bobble, and then go ahead and switch over here. See this. So the bobble, if you look at the very top, the note is you yarn over the hook, and you're going to start doing a draw through. So it's going to look like a double crochet, and you can do this to the first 2 loops, and you can do that 4 times until you have a total of 5 loops on your hooks. And I'll show you what I mean right here. So let's go ahead and do this. So some people do it with 6. I prefer to do it with 5. Just depends on, you know, again, you can just do this as much as you want. Again, as long as you stick with the same pattern. I've learned this the first time, and the person that actually helped me with it, she did 6 of them. So I like the 5 because it doesn't make it look too, well, just you'll see the difference here in just a second. So right now we're on row 2. So I just did my first chain, and then I did my 2 single crochets, and now I'm going to do my bobble stitch. So to start your bobble stitch, you're going to go ahead and do a yarn over, just like you pretend like you're doing a double crochet. So you can go to the next stitch here, and I'm going to put this up a little higher, as you can see. So I'm going to go in here, pull this through. So now you're going to have 3 loops on your hook, and what you can do is yarn over and pull through the first 2, and then you're going to have 2 of these hooks, 2 of these loops on your hook. So you can do the same thing, and you're going to go into the same, you know, yarn over and go to the same exact stitch you were the last one. So now yarn over, pull through, and now we're going to go ahead and yarn over, pull through the first 2, and you're going to have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through the same hole again, same stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So now I got 4. I can do it one more time, yarn over, and go through, yarn over, pull through. So now I'll go ahead and yarn over, pull through those 2, and now we have, whoops, I pulled through 3. So now we have a total of 5 loops on our hooks. So at this point here, you could do it one more if you want to do the 6. It's going to give you more of a bubble. Again, depends what you want, but based off the stitch, the pattern that I wrote, I did it with 5. So you're going to do 5 loops on your hooks, and then at this point here, yarn over, pull all the way through all 5. And at this point here, once you finish that, let's go back to the instructions. So it's going to tell you, right here, let me move my mouse. So once we did our first bobble stitch and the first single crochet, we're going to repeat this all the way to the last double crochet. So I'm going to keep on doing this. So the next thing I have to do is, once the bobble's done, this is where I'm at right now, I'm going to do 1 single crochet into the next 3. So you can see here. So now that I did my 5 here, we're going to do our next, we're going to do 3 single crochets. So that's what's going to make this actually pop. So you're going to go to the next loop here, and you're going to make this tight. The tighter you make this, the more it makes this little bobble pop out. So that's my first single crochet, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull through. And now you can see here, if I flip this over, that's what gives you that little ball. Let me see if you can see a little better. Makes it pop up. So now that's our first single crochet, and you do it 2 more times. Go in here. And that's our 3rd single crochet. And now we repeat the process. So now we're going to go ahead and do our bobble stitch again. So to do that, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. You're going to have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. Yarn over, go through the same stitch again. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. You got 3 on your hook. Yarn over, go through the same stitch again. So the difference is, from this doing anything else, you're staying in the same stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2, and now I got 4. Do it one more time. Yarn over, go through the same hole, same stitch there. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. And now we should have 5 on our hook. Again, depending on whose pattern that you're watching, this is how you do a bobble stitch. So some may say do 5 loops, some may say 6. Again, this is just preference. I'm teaching you how to do the bobble stitch because it's just, once you understand this process, then it's a matter of how many you want to add on to it. So now that we got 5, yarn over, pull through all 5 of them. And then we're going to do our next 3 single crochets. So I'm going to go to the next stitch. And again, this is where you want to make this stitch tight, so that way it makes this bobble pop a lot harder. So it makes it stick out more. That's the next one. Boom. So I got that. I'm going to do 2 more single crochets. And once we do that, now we're at the next part, which is to do another bobble stitch. So you can see right now we have 2 bobbles already. So you can see how it's already showing. So just to give you an example, this is the one that I did earlier. You see this is done with six on my loop, because I tried some. This one was 5, this was with 6. So it does make a difference of how big the little ball gets. Again, it's just preference. I was trying with different ones. You can see right here, this is a little bit smaller than that one. Just because I was trying something, I like it a little bit smaller. I want a little bit of texture. I didn't want the puff too much, so that's just my preference. But again, as long as you understand this concept, you'll be good to go. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of this row here. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my next bobble stitch. So yarn over, go to the next stitch here, pull through, oops, yarn over, next stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That one didn't grab too well. Let me go ahead and do that again. Pull there. Pull through these 2. There we go. And then we're going to do one more for the 5th one. Pull through 2. And then we're going to go ahead and we have 5 of them on our hook, and we're going to pull through all 5. And then we're going to single crochet three more single crochets. So for the next stitch, skip that one, go to the next one, boom, make this tight so that your popcorn or your bobble can pop. There we go. 1, this is 2, and then that one didn't do too well. Go back here. Alright, and then one more here. Alright, so now you have 3 bobbles. I'm going to do one more here. So now we should be at the next bobble. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it and just finish up this part here and get you to the last spot here. Alright, so I'm back, and what I've done was I finished off, I did one more bobble stitch, and then I just single crochet to the very end. So now we're going to be on row 3. So at the end of row 2, it tells you to turn. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my work now, and then it says to chain 3. Counts as the first double crochet. So I'm going to skip the first single crochet and work a double crochet in each stitch all the way to the end. So what that's going to look like here is, let me go ahead and get ready. So we're going to go ahead and in 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and then it says to skip the first chain, single crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet into each of the next. So go here, skip the first one, boom, and then double crochet, and just going to keep on doing that all the way across till I finish. And again, I told you I'm a slow crocheter, so you have to just be patient with me. But that's the beauty of recording. I can just do this and skip to the very end, and then we can go ahead and we'll just go ahead and do that because this is painful for me to make you watch. So let's go ahead and do that. So let me finish this one here, and we're going to double crochet all the way across, and when we get there, we're going to work on row 4. All right, so that finished row 3, and then at the end of row 3, the instructions tell us to turn. So I got to make sure I turn my work, and then starting on row 4, we're going to do chain 1. This does not count as a stitch, and then we're going to single crochet into the first 4 double crochets, and then we're going to start our bobble stitch. So let me go ahead and switch over. So chain 1, and again, this does not count as the first. This doesn't count as a stitch. So now we're going to single crochet into the first 4 stitches. So go ahead and get situated here, make this a little better. One. All right, so that's 4. And then at this point here, we'll begin our first bobble. So again, to do the bobble, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, go into the same stitch again. So just repeating the process. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we have 5 on our hook. So now yarn over, pull through all 5, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets. So the next one, single crochet in here, and this is the one, like I said, we like to make this one tight because this is the one that makes the bobble stitch pop. So that's it. So then that's the first one, second crochet, second single, third single, and then from here we get some more yarn. We're going to go ahead and start working on our very next bobble again. So yarn over, whoops, let me finish getting that through. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and we get that. Sometimes I have a little issues with it again. All right, yarn over, pull through 2, and do one more time to have the 5th loop on there. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're going to pull through all 5 of them. So now we got 5 on them here, 5 loops, pull through all 5 loops, and then 3 more single crochets. And again, make this tight. So I like to pull this as close as I can here and make this a tight stitch. Boom. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then start a bobble stitch again one more time. So yarn over, go through. So at this point here, I'm going to pause it and just finish up the rest, and we'll catch you on to the very end of row 4. All right, so that got me to the very end of row 4, which I finished off here. And the last thing to do is just, once I finished off here, is to turn your work. And now row 5 is to repeat row 4. To repeat row 3. And then once you finish that one, you're going to do the whole thing from starting from row 2 to row 5 until you create this as big as you want. So as you notice, we have the 4 here, 3, so it should be, the next one should be 4, 3, so it staggers the stitch because, instead of it being right on top of each other, that's the pattern we have here. But again, you're learning the bobble stitch itself, so in actuality, as far as the pattern goes and stuff like that, this is just something, just showing you just how to make like kind of a swatch type of deal. But as far as the bobble stitch itself, it's technically, you can do, I'm teaching you how to do it with 5. So what you do is you do the yarn over, and then you just pull through the same stitch. You go through the same stitch 5 times, so that way you have 5 loops in your hook, and then pull through all 5. So that is how you do the bobble stitch. This tutorial is a little bit longer, and again, this is just something new that I'm showing you here, so it's going to be a little bit different than some of the videos you've seen before, because I'm trying to show you the stitch and also show you that you don't have to be really fast at it, you don't have to be great at it, just as long as you understand the process. And I kind of made it in a way so you can actually read the stitch and watch me do the pattern and go through it step by step. So hopefully this helps you out, and if you like it, we have a lot more videos like this. We also have some more cool stuff. Take a look at the description if there is, depending on where you're watching this from. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.